This is Algebra 1, EOC Set 1. Number 1, which of the following statements is true about the system? They give you the two equations. They want to know if it has a unique solution. Remember, unique means that there is only one solution. Infinite means all of them. No solution means there's nothing. And two solutions. Okay, two solutions would mean that they cross two times. One solution would mean that they cross once. No solution means that they don't touch. And infinite means that they are the same line. Okay? Because parallel lines don't touch, so they have no solution. Okay, the solution is where the two lines cross. You're going to have to start by getting y by itself. So on this first one, we'll move the x, and you get negative y is equal to 2 minus x. You cannot have a negative y, so you change every sign. Y is equal to negative 2 plus x. For the second one, you'll move the 2x, and so you have 2y is equal to negative 1 plus 2x. Everything gets divided by 2. So y is equal to negative 1/2 plus 2x divided by 2. I would put these in my calculator and see what happens. You should actually be able to just look at your equation and know what's going to happen. But if you're not sure, this is your backup plan. So we have negative 2 plus x, negative 2 plus x at y1. And at y2 we have negative 1/2 plus 2x divided by 2. And we're going to go zoom 6 and just look at our graph. There's one line. There's the other line. They look like they are never going to touch. They look parallel. So if they're parallel, check your slope. That's a 1. 2 over 2 is a 1. That's the same. They are parallel. They're parallel. They don't touch. Therefore, there is no solution. Okay, number 2, the original price of a watch is $60. After the discount, the new price is $54. What is the price discount? First of all, how much was the discount? You're going to have to say 60 minus 54, and they saved $6. Probably the easiest thing to do here is over of equal percent over 100. Remember that of is always your original. So what was the original price? 60. We don't know the percent, and this is always 100. So is what are we talking about? Well, what did we say our price discount is? It's $6. So then you would just cross multiply and divide. So you would say 6 times 100 divided by 60, and that would be 10%. Answer is D. Number 3, which system of linear equations defines the shaded region? Okay, this right here, negative 3 is on the x, so negative 3 has to go with x. It can't be that. It can't be that. It can't be that. Guess what? Just found your answer. You would also look and see that negative 2 was on y. So, yes, that's right too. Never hesitate to rule things out to find your answer. That's not a bad thing. Number 4, they give you a parallelogram. They give you the area. Remember, the area is equal to length times width. So we know that x plus 7 is one of the sides. We don't know the other sides, and it has to equal the area. X squared plus x minus 42. I would do trial and error using my calculator. First of all, I would take the area and I would put it in. Don't forget you need a number stored for your x. So I'm going to take 3 and store it for x. So then I'm going to say x squared plus x minus 42, because that's the area. And enter. And negative 30. So my area is negative 30. I've got to find the two that when I multiply them together give me negative 30. So I know that one side is x plus 7. And then I'm just going to do trial and error. If I multiply it by a, which is also x plus 7, do I get negative 30? No, a is not my answer. Second enter to pull it up, and instead of x plus 7, b is x plus 6. Do I get negative 30? No, not my answer. second enter to pull it back up. Instead of x plus 6, I want it to be x minus 6 because I'm looking at C. Oh, I think that's my answer, but check D just in case. Second enter, and it should be x minus 3. No, so C is your answer because that is the one that gave me negative 30. Number 5, which graph represents the solution to the absolute value of m minus 1 is equal to 4? Well, first of all, m minus 1 is equal to, first, what's the absolute value? That means always positive. So for it to equal 4, you either got to have a 4 or a negative 4 in there. Well, m minus 1 equal 4. What minus 1 is 4? Well, that would be 5, because if you brought this over and added it, you would get m is equal to 5. 4 plus 1 is 5. Does this have 5? No. Does this have 5? No. Does this have 5? Yes. Does this have 5? No. I found my answer without even having to worry about the negative stuff. Remember, it's okay to find your answer by ruling things out. I have no problem with that. Number 6, the admission fee at a small fair is $1 for children and $5 for adults. On a certain day, we had 1,000 people there, and they made $1,500. Okay, our people are all either adults or children. How many were there? 1,000. How much did it cost for an adult? $5, so 5A. Plus, how much was it for a child? 1, so 1C. How much money did we get? Remember that all of your money goes in the same equation. Now, there's a couple of ways you could do it. You could get C by itself and graph it, or you could just test it. If I had 807, okay, this is talking about children, so this would be C, right? If I had 875 children, then I must have had 125 adults, right? Because 1,000 minus 875 is 125. So if that was what I was working with, 125 times 5 for the adults plus 875 times 1 for the kids gives me 1,500. Guess what? I found it on the first one. On the day of the test, I want you to check every single one though, okay? Because then you did 125 times 5 plus 875 times 1, and you said, does it equal 1,500? And the answer was yes, so that was my answer for the whole problem. Number 7, Jim bought 7 books. Some were $10 and some cost $20. He spent $110. Same kind of problem. What are the two things we're talking about? We have books. We have, how would you, well, we'll say X are the cheap books and Y are the expensive books. So if we have, how many books? 7 books. X plus Y has to equal 7. That gets rid of this one. Everything else is good. How much are the cheap books? $10. So 10X. Plus how much are the expensive? $20. So 20Y equals, how much did we spend? 110. All of your money in the same equation once again. So 10X plus 20Y equals 110. Number 8, simply punch it in your calculator and see what you get. Okay? So we're going to say open 12 times 10 rooftop 5, close, open 4 times 10 rooftop 9, close. I'm looking for 4.8E15. Which one do you think it is? It's 4.8, so that gets rid of A and B, and it was E15. This E means times 10, so 4.8 times 10 to the 15th, your answer is D. Last page, number 9. Which graph represents the solution of the inequality 8x is less than 32? You've got to divide both sides by 8, so x is less than 4. There is no line. That means it's an open circle, so it cannot be this, it cannot be this. Less than. If x is at the beginning, you shade the way it points. That is going to point to the left, right? So we have to shade to the left, so your answer is A. Last one, number 10. What is the complete factorization? Once again, you don't really want to have to do all that work. So clear your calculator and do 64x to the 3rd minus 121 x. And what do you get? 1365. Remember, you got to have something saved or stored for your x value. So now for the first one, you're going to have x open 8x plus 12, close, open 8x minus 10. You do not get 1365. Okay, so x open 8x plus 11, close, open 8x minus 11. 1365, there's your answer. On the day of the test, I would expect you to try C and D also, just to make sure you didn't punch something in wrong. All right, that's the end of EOC Set 1.